Good morning, class. Standard 8 Eastern Civics. So, almost your chapter in Eastern Civics is over. So, I am going to revise your chapter wise. I will start with the civics, that is, local self government, rural and urban, city and village regarding. Same thing you have to remember for your examinations for next year and this year, next year for your board exam. This year, same lesson for your second term and third term will come to these chapters. So, you know that local self-government in city level, the corporators, corporations collecting tax. Every 5 years, the election will happen. You have to choose one corporator from among the areas ward-wise. In that, so which party's number is become a corporator, that particular areas. So likewise, the local self-government is formed. So look after the people convenience like electricity, drainage, road, water, sanitations, health center, education institutions, community hall regarding these matters. Now, first you will start the local self-government, in rural self-government as well as urban local self-government. In rural self-government, that becomes a village, that is Gram Panchayat at village level, Panchayat Samiti at the block level, Jilla Parishad at the district level. In urban local self-government, municipal corporations, that is Mahanagar Palika for a big urban areas, municipal committee or Nagar Palika for medium-sized cities, town area committee for small towns, notified area committee for a very small towns, cantonment board for areas of military establishment, port trust for harbor areas, that is coastal areas where the ship will come and anchor. Next, improvement trust. So rural areas self-government, what is their functions? The Balwant Roy Mehta Committee of 1957 recommended a three-tier system of rural local self-government, which is Panchayat at the village level, Panchayat Samiti at the block level, Jilla Parishad at district level. So when it comes to the Panchayat Raj Act of 1993, the helps state set up rural local government. It clarifies that states having population of up to the 20 lakhs need not set up the middle tier of the three-tier system. The rural self-government is hierarchical order. Jilla Parishad at the district level, Panchayat Samiti at the block level, village Gram Panchayat village level. District level, that is Jilla Parishad. There are, inside the district, there are 5 to 10 villages will make a Samiti. There is a particular 2, 3 or 4 villages called village Panchayat. Likewise. Now composition of village Panchayat, that is the adult members of the village form the Gram Sabha, which meets at least twice a year. The Gram Sabha elects and removes Gram Panchayat by the support of 2/3 majority of members and revives the work of the Panchayat. In a Gram Panchayat, seats are reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes according to their populations. One third seats of Gram Panchayat are reserved for women. The Panchayat is elected for 5 years. Fresh election now take place within 6 months of the dissolution of the old Panchayat. The village Panchayat is headed by Sarpanch, the Sarpanchman village president. He is also elected by the adult members of the village. The function of the village Panchayat. Village Panchayat, everything is for the development of the good of the villages is work of the Panchayat. It is responsible for the construction, maintenance and repair of the village roads, tracks, bridges, tanks and wells. It is the duty of Panchayat to provide basic medical and educational facilities. It keeps record of birth and death and other after the common village property. It also required to assist the police and other government officials in the prevention of investigation of crimes. It may construct the guest house for travelers, visitors and marriage parties like a community halls. From there the income will come for the Panchayat. It may lay parks, gardens and playgrounds of the recreation of the villages. It may establish cooperative credit societies for lending money to the villages and purchasing manure and seeds of the easy terms. It can handle various welfare activities. Now, sources of the Panchayat, where they will get the sources, income. The voluntary donations, grants from government and other local authorities, income derived from common village lands, income from sale of refuse of cow dung, local duties, cesses and fees, taxes on houses and lands, fairs, festival, etc. Income generating activities like renting, baratghar and rest houses. The composition of Panchayat Samiti. It covers around 100 villages at a block level. It is composed of the Sarpanch of the Panchayat, MLAs and MPs of that area, heads of the cooperative societies, members of the Jilla Parishad residing in that area, SC, STs and women. It is headed by chairman. A Panchayat Samiti is elected for 5 years. Fresh election have take place within 6 months of its dissolution. So this is the Gram Panchayat village level. So next we will go to Panchayat Samiti function. What is their functions? Coordination and supervisions of the Panchayat of their area, administration community development schemes, preparation of block level plans, carrying out minor irrigation schemes, looking after education up to middle standard, providing good quality seeds and fertilizer of the development of agriculture, supplying safe drinking water, proper sanitation and drainage, carrying out primary health program and child welfare schemes, approving license for various trades. Now, sources of income of the Panchayat Samiti: state government grants, professional tax, a fixed percentage of land revenue, income generating activities, voluntary contributions. The income generating activities mean like a community hall, going for rent and conducting any melas or any festival to the private parties likewise. Now next I will come to the composition of Jilla Parishad, that is district level. It is highest local self-government body of 3-tier system. It is district level organizations. It is composed of the chairman or pradhan of the Panchayat Samiti, head of the cooperative societies, MLAs, MPs residing in that area, SC and STs according to their population, and 1/3 women members in certain states. The deputy commissioner, that means collector, DC, normally called DC, is also member of Jilla Parishad. Jilla Parishad is headed by the Pramukh. Jilla Parishad members are elected for 5 years. The function of the Jilla Parishad. Jilla Parishad coordinates, supervise work of the Panchayat Samiti and tries to take up development work for the benefit of people. It advises the state government on all matters relating Panchayat Samitis. It approves the budget of the Panchayat Samiti, social welfare, education, facilities, medical facilities, basic amenities for the people, vocational activities, safeguarding environment, electrification of all come under the work of Jilla Parishad. It acts through the number of standing committees and implementation of various schemes. The sources of this Jilla Parishad: grant from the state government and center, taxes on road, property, etc. Income generated by renting out Baratghar, rest houses and setting up markets. Defect in working of the Panchayat Raj system: inadequate sources of income, domination of village panchayat by rich farmers and certain privileged sections of society, interference of political parties and district officials, forming of caste factions in the panchayat which deprives them to unity of purpose. So this is the Jilla Parishad function and duties. Now I'll come to the city level, urban self-government. Same thing, it is a different. Here is the commissioner, then mayor, then other corporators, likewise, city level. Why this started is previous it is before independent it was started. In 1888-82, then the Viceroy of Lord Ripon, resolution of local self-government laid the democratic form of municipal governance in India. In 1935, a Government of India Act brought local government under the purview of the state of provincial government, and specific power were given to them. According to the 1991 census of India, there were 3,255 urban local bodies in the country, classified as municipal corporations, municipal committee, Nagar Panchayat. The municipal corporation and municipalities are fully representative bodies, whereas notified area committees or town area committees are either fully or partially nominated bodies. The urban locals are urban in hierarchical order: municipal corporation, municipality or municipal committee, town area committee, notified area committee. Now, composition of the municipal corporation, Mahanagar Palika. Members of corporation are elected by the people on the basis of adult franchise and secret ballot. It entrusted to the three authorities: Central Council, Standing Council, the Commissioner. The Commissioner is the executive head of the corporation and is usually appointed by the state government, normally is IAS officers. The head of the corporation is the mayor, elected by the General Council. Sources of income: tax paid by the resident on water, houses, markets, entertainment and vehicles. Auxiliary duties: grant from the state governments. Composition of municipal committee. Municipalities are set up for large town and small cities having population between 20,000 to 30,000, 3 lakhs people. The member of elected for 5 years by the citizen of town or city consent on the basis of adult franchise system with the secret ballots. Municipality consists of general body, the president, vice president and secretary, the same cases. The municipality generally function through various committees such as Town Area Committee and Notified Area Committee. The sources of income of municipality: taxes on water, sanitary, entertainment, property, etc. Octroi duties, grants from the state governments. Now, functions of the municipal corporation, municipalities. The municipal corporation and municipalities are established according to the populations, but they perform nearly common functions according to the requirement of the concerned area. Obligatory, that means the compulsory functions. The functions which must be performed are called obligatory functions: establishing primary health center, establishing maternity homes and child welfare center, looking after drainage, sanitation and disposal of garbage, making arrangement for electricity and water supply, establishing primary schools and adult education center, keeping the records of the births and deaths, maintaining cremation grounds and graveyards, performing other public utility service, providing free vaccination and inoculations for prevention of epidemic and disease. Now, option dictionary functions: discretionary and special power, that is optional. The function which may be performed for public welfare are called optional functions: providing transport services, setting up the public libraries, reading rooms and museums, theatres, akaras, etc., providing recreational facilities, establishing and maintaining children's home, orphanages, old age homes, etc., undertaking welfare schemes, organizes fairs, functions of melas, beautifying the city, making garden. The importance of local self-government: it solves the local problems of the people. It lays the democratic structure of our country. It trains the citizen for running higher representatives in institutions. It leads to efficiency and economy in the handling of local problems. It conveys the specific needs of the areas through the local people. Now, defect in working in the urban local self-government: rapid growth in populations of cities have increased various problems, interference of the state authorities, lack of funds, pressure from political leaders. Normally, the city level is happen, corporators, that minister phone, chief minister phone, home minister phone, pressurize, don't do that, do it first. The pressurize will be there. That's why the city corporates, they'll go with everybody is a party wise. So this is the revision for you. The next class also is the revision will comes. When class starts, fully detailed, I will give your notes so you can keep it as a record. Good morning class. Stay safe, stay home.